Warm welcome. My name is Kaitlynn and I will be guiding you through your yoga practice for sleep today. This practice is best done right before you're planning on going to sleep, or if you're having trouble falling asleep in the middle of the night. Even if you can't sleep in the middle of the night, bringing your body into a state of relaxation is still really beneficial. And as we know, having quality sleep is really essential for our mental well-being and our overall well-being. So before we get started, it would be helpful to grab a few props. If you have a yoga block, that would be a good one to grab. Otherwise, a pillow or two will do, and a blanket is also a good one to have on standby. So you can start off by getting into a comfortable seat, cross-legged, if that feels good for your body. And if it feels a little bit restrictive, you can always sit onto a prop just to bring a little bit more elevation to your hips. And then sitting up nice and tall with the spine as you roll the shoulders down the back. And then just close the eyes or gently focus the gaze to one spot in front of you if that's genuinely uncomfortable. And the palms will face down on your lap to promote a sense of grounding through your body. And then just to land into the physical body, we'll take one deep breath together in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a full inhale through the nose. Nice and slow. Hold the breath for a moment at the top and then sigh out as you exhale. You can already feel that sense of release through all of the cells in your body. And then we'll just begin to find our more rhythmic breath in and out through the nose. So long inhales through the nose, maybe to a 3 or a 4 count, whatever works for you. And then a deep exhale through the nose. Again, to a 3 or a 4 count. Sometimes it can help to actually have a longer exhale if you're really trying to go into a state of rejuvenation and rest. So maybe your inhale is a 3 and 4 count, and the exhale is maybe a 4 or a 5 count. And as you take these rounds of breath, just noticing the space between each one of your thoughts with every breath. Maybe you've had a really busy day, really mentally productive day. Just finding your awareness onto the breath for a few moments can help to slow the brain down. Let's take one more full cycle here. Then you can blink your eyes back open as we transition into our first shape. You do want to keep the breath moving even through transitions from posture to posture though. So keeping it nice and fluid as your anchor point throughout your practice. The first shape we're going to move into is we're going to stay cross-legged. You're going to bring the arms alongside you. As you inhale, lift up through the chest. Then as you exhale, gently fold forward over top of your legs. Any amount that feels good for the hips. So we're looking to actually go to about 50 to 60% of intensity of sensation in this practice. Very restorative, so if your tendency is to go right away to your full intensity, just back out a little bit. Maybe rock from side to side for the first few breaths to explore any new sensations through the hips. Keep the sit bones grounded. One more deep cycle of breath here. And as you inhale, slowly rise all the way back up. And exhale, you can let that go. I'm just going to switch direction here so that you can see a little bit better. From here, you're going to extend your right leg long. The left sole of your foot will meet the inside of the right leg. The toes are relaxed. And the right leg is pretty much straight. So as you inhale, again, lift through the chest. Exhale, extend round through the spine as you fold forward. So again, if you feel really restricted and folding, you could sit onto something. It can also be nice to find a prop for your forehead to rest on too. So allow the head and the neck to relax. Arms are completely relaxed. There's little to no effort here. Just follow the breath across the back of the body. Feel that spaciousness into the back of your heart as you inhale. And then that just letting go of tension as you exhale. Particularly tension through the back of your right leg. Take 2 more nourishing breaths here as you are. And then slowly, almost like you're moving through honey, you're going to come back up. You could use the help of your hands. The head will come up for you last. And then keep the shape of the legs, so you're just going to angle your right leg out a little bit further. So this shape could be nice to have a prop handy. So you could bring the blocker pillow to the inside of the right leg. The left hand will start off in the left hip crease, just keeping the sitting bone grounded. And then the right arm will come to the inside of the right leg. Again, you could rest it here. And then just open the chest. So if that feels good, you could stay, or if you want to play around with bringing the left arm up and over towards the right toes, you could feel free to do so. Just really finding that heaviness through the left arm as it rests onto your head. Then breathe deeply into the left side body. Feel the expansion through the left rib cage. Notice that soft sound to your breath as it grazes the back of your throat. The breath is quite relaxed, even though it's controlled. We don't want to have too strong of a breath. Again, as this is a pretty restorative practice. We're just trying to ease our body and our mind for a restful sleep. And then take your time to release. Bring that hand back down, lift up, come back to center, and then we'll switch sides. So starting off with the left leg straight, the right heel to foot connected inside of the left thigh. Again, toes are relaxed. You might need to readjust your seat here. And then as you inhale, finding length. As you exhale, fold gently over top of the left leg. We're just rinsing off any energy through the backs of the legs. Just helping to release this energy so that we can prevent leg cramping or restless legs before going or wanting to go to sleep. Notice if there's any tension that's starting to creep up in your face or your jaw. Can you keep it completely relaxed with your exhale? Take 2 more of your own deep breaths. Then as you inhale, slowly lift back up. Exhale to release. And then we'll angle the left leg out slightly. Again, prop can be handy to the inside of the left leg for that extra support. Right hand comes to the inner crease of your right hip. And then bringing the right arm down. Open the chest as you roll the right shoulder back. And either stay here or you could play around with reaching the right arm up and over. Either bringing the gaze up or down, whatever feels best for the neck. And again, just softening the gaze. Just finding that internal focus point. We spend most of our time attached to our external world, doing things, being productive, achieving. So now is our time to slow down, just to really be the observer of what is happening within ourselves. And we're observing this without any judgment. So you're noticing where you feel sensation, where you feel the breath moving in your body, even noticing and being present with any emotions that might arise as we move through these shapes. Just letting all of that energy move through you with your breath. All of this helps to create spaciousness for a restful night. So as you inhale, nice and slow, come out. And as you exhale, come back to center. You can shake the legs out here, bringing them forward, just to release from that. And then we're going to move into a child's pose. So it can be nice to have a prop in front of you for this one. We're going to do a more restorative child's pose, just so that the hips have a chance to relax. So start off by bringing the knees together. And then as you inhale, again, you're finding that length through the upper body. Exhale, melt the heart forward. As you lower down, and the forehead will rest onto a block, a pillow. You can even stack your fists, something here so that your body feels very supported in order to relax. Play around with bringing the arms forward or behind you. Again, breathing deeply into the back of your body. Notice if there's anywhere that you could be even 5 or 10% more comfortable or relaxed. Is there anywhere that you're unconsciously holding on or putting an effort in the physical body that you don't really need to be? Maybe it's the shoulders, so relaxing them away from the ears. Letting the arms be heavy. Even though the belly is pressing against the thighs, you can still let it go. So fully relax through the low belly. You may start to notice the heart rate slow down. The pressure point in between your eyebrows is directly connected to the part of our nervous system that allows for rest and relaxation, the parasympathetic nervous system. So we give our body permission to move from that fight or flight state that we're in quite often in our day without even noticing, to being in a state of rest. One more breath. Slowly release, take your time to lift back up. And then as you exhale, just feel any shifts that may be occurring. So shifts in sensation, shifts in the breath, maybe even shifts in your awareness. And from here, we're going to come to lay down. So just make your way onto your back and make sure that you have some props close by. Take a few breaths to allow the back of your body to be completely supported and heavy into the earth underneath you, all while feeling that lightness and lift through the upper body. So you're going to draw your knees in towards your chest. Your arms will reach up from your shoulders in either that capital T or cactus shape at bending at the elbows. And then as you exhale, you're just going to drop your knees over towards the left. So you may need to do some readjusting through the hips here. And a prop can be quite handy if you feel like this is a little bit too much for the spine. So you bring a block or a pillow underneath the legs or even in between the thighs. This will help to support the hips. Just looking to find that gentle twist through the mid-back. And if it feels okay for the neck, you could even bring the twist up into the neck by bringing the gaze away from the knees. Just following the breath as it moves up and down the spine. With every exhale, you're just rinsing off any energy that is not going to serve you to have a restful, deep sleep. Keep the glutes relaxed. And anytime you notice that your mind starts to wander, worry, plan, or think, just gently bring your awareness back to your breath, back to where you feel your breath in your body. Whatever needs to be done in the external world will be there tomorrow after a good night's sleep. Okay, so you can begin to come out, bring the gaze back up to center. Release any props from the legs, and then bring them back in. You could draw the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a squeeze in between sides, maybe even rocking from side to side to release the low back. And then as you exhale, you're just going to drop the knees towards the right. Again, you might need to readjust the hips so that they feel a little bit more stacked and stable. You can bring a prop in between the thighs or underneath the legs. And then if it feels okay for the neck, you could bring your gaze away from the knees. Just adjusting and exploring your own body, your own shape until you find that sweet spot, that place where you can be really relaxed, but you still feel a gentle sensation through the spine. Not too much, not too little. Again, just come back to visualizing the breath as it moves up and down the spine. As you inhale, you follow the breath as it moves all the way from the base of the spine, all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, following the breath as it moves down the spine, through the neck, all the way down to the base at the tailbone. Take 2 more full cycles of breath. Keeping that exhale really long. Then take your time to come out of your twist. Slowly back up to center. Give your knees a gentle squeeze. Reset through the pelvis. And then you'll plant the soles of the feet down into the mat. And then the soles of the feet will come together as you gently open the knees for a reclined butterfly. From here, you can explore moving the heels a little bit further away or closer in. Just notice what's going to feel best for your hips. Usually bringing the heels further away is going to bring a little bit more sensation to the outsides of the hips. And the closer, that we're going to get more into the inner thighs. So props can be very handy here. Place a block or a pillow underneath each thigh. Or if you don't have any of those handy at the moment, you could use your fists underneath the thighs. And if you are not using your hands as fists, you could place your hands onto your belly, or even your left hand over your heart, right hand to your low belly. Just really feel the breath move, that gentle rise and fall as you come back to the breath. finding that sense of internal quiet. As we slow our thoughts down by slowing the breath down. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Just remembering that there's nothing to do, nowhere to be, except for present with those deep breaths. And then take your time to come out of your shape. Use the help of your hands to bring the knees back together. You can again give yourself a gentle squeeze, knees in towards the chest. And then we're just going to do one more shape before our final resting posture, Shavasana. It would be really helpful to have something underneath your low back for this one. So I'm going to use a blanket, but you can feel free to use a pillow or a block. You could try using a block. It might feel a little bit intense for this one though. And so you're going to start off by bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, lift the hips up, and then bring your prop underneath the low back so that you feel supported in the sacrum area. And then you're going to bring the legs up overhead. You might need to readjust the prop so that you feel like you can actually tilt your pelvis back a little bit more. So there should be little to no effort to hold the legs up. And once you're there, you could roll out the ankles a few times, get some cracks out of the toes. If you want to add the arms in, you can even play around with that too. So we're just draining the lymphatic system. We're also draining all the blood to the middle of our body. And this allows for our blood to be freshly oxygenated so that when we release, we get that not new blood, but newly oxygenated blood back into our limbs. Again, this just helps to create that sensation of relaxation through the muscles of our arms and our legs. You can also do this posture up against a wall, bringing the legs up to the wall for support. And if you have the time, I really recommend holding this for up to even 10-20 minutes. If you only have time for one posture before going to bed or in the evening, this is the one that I definitely recommend doing. It's just really helpful for soothing the nervous system, slowing down the heart rate, and just rejuvenating our arms and our legs that do so much work throughout the day. Just a few more rounds of breath here. With your next exhale, you're slowly going to release. Bring the arms and legs back down. Feels pretty nice when you notice that blood rushing back into your limbs. And then you can remove the prop here and we'll set up for our Shavasana. So it can be nice if you have a blanket to bring the blanket over top of you, or even underneath your head to support your neck. Take up lots of space on your mat, so arms and legs are wide. If laying on your back does not feel comfortable for stillness, you could always lay on your side in the fetal position or on your belly as well. Just get any last little fidgets out of the way before we settle into complete stillness, complete rest. We will move into this state of stillness just as we enter our practice with a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth together. So take a full inhale through the nose. Hold for a moment at the peak, and then you can even add a little bit of sound as you exhale. Completely let go of control. The natural breath will settle back in. And just allow your awareness, your mind to rest into that spaciousness that you just created physically. Just giving yourself permission to simply be for the next few minutes and really for the rest of your night. Whatever needs to be done can be done tomorrow or another day. Please feel free to stay here a little bit longer. I even encourage you to stay for another 2 or 3 minutes just so that your body has lots of time to absorb all of the work and changes that you just did through each of those positions, those postures. Thank you for joining me, and I really hope that you have a restful evening and a good night's sleep. From my heart to each one of yours, Om Shanti Shanti Om, meaning peace to all.